6B request.
We're way down. We got to really change, do a lot of pages. I'm not going to get involved with that because right now, you know, we're not looking at anything about the PIP statute and the changes, and this was done last week to get ready for this. So I'm sorry, but we've had to shorten that. But that's okay. These are very important things, even more important now because we have your current case. Florida no-fault statute, okay, provides, I'm not going to quote it, but it provides that an insurance company has the right to ask for certain things. Pursuant to 6B of the statute, that's why it's called a 6B request, they are entitled to ask for a written report of the history, condition, the treatment, the date, the cost of such treatment of the injured person, and why those items identified by the insurer were reasonable in amount, medically necessary, together with a sworn statement that the treatment or services rendered were reasonable and necessary with respect to bodily injury sustained, so that they were reasonable, related, and necessary. They have the right to do that within 30 days of you having sent the bill. So instead of paying, the PIP statute provides a right for them to send you a letter within those 30 days saying, please provide this information for you, and a sworn statement by the doctor that says that this treatment was reasonable, related, and necessary. The sworn statement is actually verbatim in the statute the way they want it. They send this letter. Now they do not have to pay until 10 days of your response. And you guys aren't responding. So they don't have to pay. If you don't respond to this, they don't have to pay. The trigger for payment is you responding, and then 10 days later they have to pay. So if it's 5 months and you haven't gotten a check, you got a 6B request, it's because they don't have to. Yes, sir.
For 10 days when you respond, do they have to pay at that point? Or
well, as usual, they can figure out ways not to pay. But the whole thing here is that, okay, just like when you sent the bill, for them to trigger the 30 days, right, is the receipt of the bills. Okay. Am I correct? Now, they don't, if they always would pay, we would not be here. Okay? So, they won't pay for X amount of reasons, 100 reasons, right? But the big thing is, when they send you a 6B request, they don't have to pay because you haven't responded. They don't have to think of other reasons yet. It is what we call a threshold issue. In other words, the threshold on the door, you don't get to the, inside the door of payment until you respond. They're using this more and more and more. Now, they ask you for the underwear size of the physical therapist. They ask you to provide your lease. They ask you to provide how many mouse traps you put up, how many roach hotels. They ask you for 100 different things they're not entitled to. But you can't just disregard because you have not responded. Do you understand? When I respond, sorry, you're not entitled to, I responded, 10 days. But if you say, I already gave them all this stuff, or if you say, they're not entitled to this stuff, and you do not respond, no trigger.
Wait,
Doesn't matter, yes, sir.
when you say response, are you saying a written response?
A written response.
I just want to be clear.
Yeah, a written response saying, attached hereto is this. But you know, request number 5 for the copy of the lease of the premises, not entitled. Bye. But that's a response. Okay, that's a response. That now, if they want to fight for the copy of the lease and everything, that's their problem. But within 10 days, if they don't pay, we can sue them. And we can send a demand letter, and we can start putting the pressure. But if you don't respond, you can't sue them. Because they have not breached the contract. They have not broken the contract yet. They got 10 days to do it. Now, where are those samples show? Are they in those packages? No, they're in the white packages. The white packages, I give you some examples of 6B requests, okay? Things that they've sent. Okay? The first one is USAA. Okay? They're asking pursuant to 6B. If you see 6B, you know what it is. It's a request that the statute provides certain specific things that can be done. They're asking for, number 1, a written report of the history, condition, treatment, dates, and costs of such treatment. That's verbatim in the statute. All they did is quote it. Number 2, sworn statement. I told you already. And they attach a copy of the affidavit to be signed by the doctor. All SOAP notes, they're entitled to that. All patient intake forms, they're entitled to this patient's intake forms. Not all patients, okay, this patient's. A list of names and their applicable license numbers of any physician, massage therapist. Actually, they're not entitled. I don't think that's specifically in the statute. Contracts for salary, not specific in the statute. Redacted quarterly wage and hour reports, no, not in the statute. Copies of any and all handwritten treatment notes, yes. A copy of the contractual agreement between your facility and the diagnostic facility, no. Identify the medical director of your facility and provide a copy of the contract? No. List what services you specifically provided to the patient and list the types of providers who render these services. Well, you sent them to SOAP notes attached. See SOAP notes. Now, here is what they say. The policy, you notice the analysis, pursuant to the Florida statute and the terms of the policy. Terms of the policy cannot be more restricted than the statute, so done. But now, we sent this. Now, I'm sorry, the last paragraph. Please provide the information within the next 10 days. All right? Let me tell you that you do not have a timeline. Okay? Either 10 days, 30 days, 60 days, 60 days. The statute doesn't say that you have to do it within a certain amount of time. Why? Simply because the insurance companies who made the statute, this was the 2008 statute, this is the 2006 statute. Because they're happy. Because if you don't send it, they don't have to pay. So they don't care. They want you to take 3 years. You understand? They don't want you to send it. Now, I'm giving you samples. These direct, general, okay? And they actually went through the HICFA forms and asked for all this stuff. The statute, they quoted the statute at the top. Every insurance company has a different way, and every adjuster has a different way. You cannot. We're trying as much as we can to get canned responses. In other words, try to get like what State Farm uses and get the typical form response, but it's very difficult because they can add and subtract stuff. So sometimes when number 5 is something that is said, no, you're not entitled to, then in the next number 5, you are entitled, so I can't, you understand? So they've got to be read. We offered you, the last time I was here, that you take it to Joe. Take it to Joe. Okay? And he'll give you the response. You put it on your letterhead and then send it. He'll read it, he'll take care of it. We offered you. Joe, how many have you received?
About 3 or 4.
Okay. Come on, guys. It's included in the price.
And we really cannot, we have many of those cases that we cannot, because they do have those.
I can't file suit.
Prior, so we cannot do anything, we cannot file suit.
And the moment I send a demand letter, you know what they're telling me? Your demand letter is premature. Because the demand letter has to be after they breached the contract, after they didn't pay. Then I send the demand letter. But they didn't pay, but they didn't have to pay, so the demand letter is too premature. I find this out because later on, that's what they answer, and then I look and find out that, yeah, but some of these didn't even give it to me. How many do we have where they come back and said, here's the 6B letter we sent, and we look in your file, you guys threw it away because it's not in your file. Guys, you want to get paid, right? I mean, I love what I do, and we make some money suing these insurance companies, and I love to do it because I love to get under their skin, and I love to do all that. But you guys need to get paid too, all right? I keep telling you, I don't want all your cases to turn into pipsuits, because you know what? Within a year, I lose you. Because you can't pay salaries if they don't pay you. So you guys need to get paid at the claims level. When you disregard a 6B request, you're not paying. I don't care how many times you call that adjuster. I don't care how many times you call. I don't care how many times you answer the 6B on the phone. You're not going to get it because this is the way that they can get around you. There are more examples here that I've given you. We got another State Farm here, who, and look at these letters. They actually, the State Farm letter, which is marked on the bottom, Defendant's Exhibit C, because this was a deposition we took and they put it into evidence. Look at how formal they are. They're providing you definitions. The insured refers to the insured patient. Facility refers to so-and-so and any of the individuals. This is written by attorneys. This is not written by an adjuster. This one's not too bad because they're looking for the records, signing sheets, documentation of assignment, any documents signed by the insured while treating. I don't know if that one could be done. But one of the things that I'm telling you is that we need you guys to get paid, and why I'm telling you that I'll help you, that Joe will help you, is because there are things that are not authorized by the statute. Okay? But they're innocuous. To give the name of your medical director and his license number, it's of record. So what are you going to do? You're going to not give it so they don't pay you? So they play the game? No, we give them that one. We can give them that. Why not? We'll give them that. Okay? What we won't give them is what we pay them. They're entitled to it. What we won't give them is his time cards. Not entitled to it. But who he is and his license number, sure, why not? It's a record. All they got to do is go to ACA, right? So we know.